In the NFL yesterday, the Cowboys-Giants game was exactly what we expected. Snooze fest. Just was two bad teams. And I know the Cowboys are all jacked up, thinking they've turned the corner and going to go on a run. It's kind of cute, actually. But Cowboys beat the Giants. They did cover the spread. I'm in a pool where it's like a fake gambling pool, and just a lot of people bet parlays and teasers and whatever in it, and you start off with a certain amount of money, and then top 10 makes the playoffs. Just had not had a good year in that. However, yesterday brought me back. I hit a 3-game parlay to move me up into the top 10. I took the Bears plus 10 or plus 9.5. I took the Cowboys minus 3.5 and the Packers minus 3.5, and I'm back in the top 10, baby. But the Lions got so lucky, and that would have been so good for the Eagles if the Bears coach just was not an idiot. Probably should have been fired in the locker room for not calling a timeout. And we're watching that game, and you had them beat, or at least tied, to go into overtime. Like, why not take the timeout? You have a rookie quarterback. You see he's struggling. You wasted 30 seconds. And then that was the play that it just blows my mind. It's bizarre. I don't get it. And then he justified it by saying we made the right decision. No, you didn't. So anybody out there, the next time you feel like you want to get on Nick Sirianni for certain things, be thankful we don't have the Bears coach as our head coach. And also, Dan Campbell took points off the board yesterday. Everybody ripped Nick Sirianni a couple weeks ago for doing that. Dan Campbell took a field goal off of the... I didn't forget whether they even picked up the first down or not. So the grass, just remember, the grass is not always greener on the other side. And then speaking of that, there's been a lot of talk due to the Eagles' little winning streak they have here about extending Nick Sirianni now. I don't know if it makes any difference one way or the other if you extend him now or after the season, but I fully expect him to get an extension. So let me know your thoughts on that as well. Good news out of practice yesterday. Davante was a limited participant, still listed as questionable for Sunday's game, but appears to be trending in the right direction. And they're going to need him in this matchup because the Ravens, not only will they key on Saquon Barkley, they have one of the better run defenses, but they are susceptible to the pass. So having AJ and Davante both in there is going to be key for them. So hopefully he continues to trend in the right direction today. Slay still in concussion protocol, did not practice. So we'll continue to monitor that. But I feel better about Isaiah Rodgers having the full week of practice if he has to start. I know he came in cold and got burnt a couple times as soon as he got in by Puka Nacua last week. However, it's got to be tough for a defensive back to kind of get thrown in there cold from the sideline like that. So I like him being sort of prepared with the first team now moving into that. So we'll continue to monitor Slay and Davante as we move into tomorrow. But last thing on the Eagles, and I just thought this was an interesting thing. I saw a couple different posts on this, and I know a lot of Ravens fans said that they were thankful for the Eagles because I completely probably forgot it, but didn't realize this. The only reason the Ravens have Lamar Jackson is because in the 2018 draft, when the Eagles had the 32nd pick, they traded out of the first round with Baltimore. Baltimore ended up using that pick on Lamar Jackson. And before everybody's like, oh, we could have had... No, they would have not have drafted Lamar Jackson there. But the Eagles did okay in that trade. They used those draft picks to draft Dallas Goedert, Avonte Maddox, who right now isn't so good, but played a big role on that Super Bowl team, and then Miles Sanders, who was the leading rusher on that Super Bowl team as well. So I think it was a good trade-off based on where the teams were. But Baltimore, you're welcome.